Siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli we-Kids News. Lapha ku-Kids News-ke siyazigqaja futhi siyaziqhenya ngontanga bethu abenza izinto ezinhle. Namuhla sizoxoxisana no-Jess Robus, nongumlobi wezincwadi, uyimbongi, ungumculi, maningi impela amathalente anawo. Muva nje ushicilele incwadi esihloko sithi A Few Silvers of Light. Jess, hi, welcome to Kids News.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I just said to the camera right now that you are a lady of many talents. You do so many things. Can you just briefly tell me about yourself?
Sure. I love to write. I've always loved to write, and I adore reading, as you can probably tell by all of the books.
Yeah.
I also love musical theatre, and I love to debate. And basically anything that involves words, I like that a lot.
Yeah. So you recently wrote a book called A Few Silvers of Light, which is like a compilation of different poems and all of that. Can you just tell me a bit about the book?
So the book itself is made up of poems that I've written over the years, detailing my experiences with mental health, with things like anxiety and depression. It's also made up of times where I've imagined how I would react being in a certain situation. Like it's how I imagined that I would feel if say I'd been in a situation where I'd lost a loved one or something like that. It's just a whole lot of poems about my emotions and my journey from being in quite a dark mental space to now, thankfully, in a much better space than I was then.
Yeah. So most of the time, people our age, when we feel frustrated about something, we take to social media. We tweet, we write on Facebook. And now writing is a very important form of expression for you. Why is that?
I think that writing is such an important form of expression for me because it's so honest, especially in poetry. What I love about this medium, this way of expression, is that it's almost like you're just taking every feeling that's in your heart and just putting it onto paper. Like it's simultaneously you can make your feelings beautiful and you can make them understandable to other people, but at the same time it's just really, really honest and raw and real. It's exactly what you're thinking and what you're feeling.
Yeah. And you just spoke about the importance of addressing mental health. Why do you think it's important for us to address such an issue?
Well, I think that the thing with mental health and mental illness is, like with any other illness, if you don't treat it, then it's just going to get worse. And I think I've seen in my own life and in the lives of my peers and people around me, the issue that comes with not addressing mental health, not talking about it, how difficult it is, especially as a young person, when you feel like you can't talk about what you're going through, that your feelings are invalid or not real. And so I think I'm really passionate about bringing awareness to mental health with this book. Because I want my readers to know that their feelings are real and that they're valid and that they're not alone in feeling the way that they do.
Yeah. Now, a little bird told me that you want to be a script writer. Can you just please tell me a bit about your future plans? What do you want to do when you're older?
Once I finished matric, I would love to go study overseas. I've always been fascinated by Cambridge University. It's gorgeous, and there have been so many people that I admire who've gone there, like C.S. Lewis, he went there, and the writer of Chocolat, whose name doesn't come to mind at the moment, she attended Cambridge University. And when I'm there, I'd love to study creative writing with a focus on script writing, and then also go on to write movies and TV shows, but then also write songs for their soundtracks, because I love songwriting. Love bringing voices and light to characters and expressing them.
All right, we have something in common. All right, so I'm sure some of our viewers are sitting at home and they want to get a hold of your book. How can they do that?
So they can purchase my book in hard copy format from my website, www.jessrobus.com, and Robus is spelled R-O-B-U-S. Then they can purchase it on Kindle format for off of Amazon, sorry, and these are 150 Rand. And then if they just want to keep up with me and see poems and stuff and songs that I've written, then they can find me on Instagram at Jess Celeste's Musical Mayhem and on Facebook as Jess Robus.
Thank you so much, Jess, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Hayi mbukeli onendlebe uzwile. Okwamanje ake sizwe enye yezinkondlo zika Jess.
Love is a red balloon, tied to our wrist, just hanging there. So constant, so sure, unflappable, so new and shiny. Look what I have! Until something else catches our eye, and we turn away. A breath of wind, and it is gone. So fragile, so lost up in the air, tossed and turned by the winds of change. And we look, and we call, and we beg, and we curse ourselves. How could we have let it slip away? Love is a red balloon as we walk down the street. So small, so insignificant, lying defeated, defenseless, deflated at our feet, that we wonder how we ever could have loved it at all.
Sithunyiwe sisaya ey'tolo ungayindawo siyabuya.